Welcome back to Power Moves, Marketing for Health Entrepreneurs. Today, we're diving into one of the most critical topics for health business owners, future-proofing your practice. As a health entrepreneur, it's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind, but what happens if the unexpected strikes? A platform change, a competitor next door, or even a shift in the economy? I'll share actionable strategies to help you stay ahead, building multiple income streams, leveraging short-form video, maximizing email marketing, and creating a thriving community. This episode is packed with insights to take your practice from surviving to thriving. So grab a notebook and get ready to secure the future of your business. Let's get started. I specifically work with health business owners. I am a health business owner. My husband has a health practice. I have a health marketing agency, and I've had health businesses for years, actually. And since my niche is health, I can say that the worst business owners are health business owners. The worst entrepreneurs are health business owners, because we lead with our heart, with our compassion, and not business sense. And we go to school and we learn things that are only related to health and healing people or wellness and, strategic thinking about how to fix the body or live longer or optimize health. But we don't take classes and courses on how to be an effective leader, manage cash flow, have a great business, have people that will follow you, how to grow, market. Those things aren't taught. And so I've made a great business out of helping folks just like you that are listening put the pieces together and connect the dots on how business works when you're in the health space. So one major pitfall that I see is when you don't future-proof your practice. I had a gym that I did not future-proof. We're going to talk always about like relating it to real life experiences. I did not future-proof my gym. So when the pandemic hit, I had nothing else to offer outside of in-person training. And then we tried to switch people over to Zoom, and it was an epic fail. Had I been thinking differently, I would have had multiple streams of income set up for that gym outside of physical training. And I would have gone online, and I would have made better use of my email list. I would have made better marketing decisions, but I wasn't thinking that way because I was only living in the moment and in the day-to-day of running a health practice, of running my gym. And so I was only, because I never had profitable months. Like I was always just like focused on how to just get through the day, not how to survive in case like a global pandemic hits, or if there's a fire, or if, a competitor comes next door. I was not thinking about any of those things. So given that, most of the folks that are in my audience have a health practice, I want you to do that intention that I like to do, where you put your hand over your heart. And while you're listening to this episode, I want you to think about yourself and your business. Some of it may not feel good. Some of it may feel like you're exposed, like you got your panties hanging out. But I want to pluck a nerve. And if that nerve is exposed, let me pluck it, right? Let me pluck it. Come back to this episode when you need to be reminded of where you are and where you need to go in order to be wildly successful and create the life that you love, full of impact and income and freedom. But I need you to step into now, your brick and mortar, your online business. What happens if Facebook goes away tomorrow and you were getting all of your leads on Facebook? Have you ever heard that happen, guys? When people get their account disabled, or someone hacks their Instagram and now all of a sudden their business goes to shit. Hello? Their business tanks. What about the content creators that only make money on Instagram and TikTok? What happens when they can't create content anymore? Did they make any products that they can sell in perpetuity? Did they make any business partnerships or relationships that will exist outside of them creating content? What about you, doc? What about you doing surgery, doc? What about you, health coach, that only has one income stream? What about you? What's another thing? When doctors only, like a chiropractor, all you do is crack necks? What do you do when your hands don't work anymore? What do you do when it's time for you to scale, when it's time for you to pass the torch to somebody else? Have you future-proofed your business? Have you future-proofed your practice? Are you practicing good skills today that will allow you to keep your business and sustain your business beyond 2024? So, okay, besties, I think that was enough to kind of set the stage of what we're walking through, because I'm going to try my best to give you some hot marketing trends that to me, every entrepreneur, but for the purposes of this show, every health entrepreneur, whether you're a naturopath, a doctor, chiropractor, health coach, advanced practitioner, medical doctor, I don't care. These are things that you need to know, not to just survive, but thrive in your practice beyond this year. The industry's changing. People are spending their money differently. The election always throws a curveball into things. So let's kind of dive in. All right. So right now, short form video is a trend that I'm not going to say will future proof you, but if you have short form video on 7 different platforms, you'll survive. So short form video is basically anything that's like under 5 minutes that people will watch repeatedly. And if you're on Instagram and your short form video is doing well on Instagram and you're getting traffic on Instagram, then I'm going to ask for you to repurpose that short form video on 3 other platforms. Get a virtual assistant, a VA or a PA, a personal assistant to do this for you, because now you're being seen and heard in multiple places. And if Instagram goes away, now you have TikTok. If TikTok goes away, you have YouTube. If YouTube goes away, you have LinkedIn. So for those that have the capacity to be seen on multiple platforms and you're already doing short form video, then you need to add on one more platform. You're missing out on a huge opportunity to connect with potential patients in a way that feels authentic and engaging. So if you're not doing short form video, go ahead and do it. You don't need to be a content creator to get started. It can be as simple as just sharing a quick tip on nutrition, or showing behind the scenes clip of your clinic, explaining a simple health concept in under 60 seconds. Somebody that is absolutely crushing it right now is Nam Lee, Nam Lee. So look her up on Instagram, Lee Acupuncture. She is in one of the masterminds that I coach in, and she was working with Nat, who is one of our social media experts there. She's also a doctor. And Nat kind of helped her retool a few things. And she went from like 1,000 followers to 50,000 in a month. And it's not about followers as much as it is about getting your message out and having adding on an income stream or future proofing the way that you communicate. Nam wasn't doing anything on Instagram before. And so now she's doing reels that show people how to do stuff with basically no words. All she's doing is showing acupuncture points and ways to like reduce stress, inflammation, headache, fertility, like she's doing all that stuff. So think about that short form video. If you're not doing that, that's you putting your thumbprint that's you putting your thumbprint basically on the internet and saying that I'm here. That's you indexing yourself for years to come. And I want you to really, really think about the impact that video makes if it's done well. So what I also want you to think about too, while we're talking about ways to, future proof your practice and catch on to these trends, is I want you to look at your email marketing. Some people have email lists and don't use it. Some people don't have an email list and don't email. Some people have an email list and overuse it or don't segment properly. The most valuable asset that you have in your business is your email list. For any health business, if I wanted to call you today and buy your business, I'm buying your email list. I'm buying your contacts. I'm buying your CRM. And I'll also buy your Facebook group. And I'll also buy your Instagram and Facebook platform. That's why I was so pissed when my partnership fell apart for my other gym. Like one thing I wanted to keep was all of like the community. I wanted to keep the Instagram. I wanted to keep the email list. I wanted to keep all of that. And it just didn't work in my favor. And on top of that, I was switching my messaging. So it just wasn't a good fit for what I was doing at the time. But had I been smart, I would have turned that email list into gold. And I didn't do it. I wasn't nurturing. I wasn't newslettering. I wasn't doing all the things that are the makings of a good business, of a good marketing strategy, of consistency. So what I would love for you to do is really think about your email marketing strategy and how you're using it. And if you don't have an email list, your homework assignment from today is to get one. And if you have a brick and mortar and you've been practicing for more than 2 years, don't you tell me you don't have no fucking email list. Don't tell me that. You have been seeing patients. Their emails exist somewhere. That's what I'm talking about. Your patient list, your client list. And I don't care if it's 200 people. That's 200 people you've already interacted with that have already purchased from you. So if you want to future-proof your practice, start email marketing and start growing your email list so you always have new people to sell to. If you don't always have new people to sell to, that means that you're not growing. And if you're not growing, there is no future. That means you're just sustaining business. That's not growth. Growth has to live separately from where the sustaining stuff happens. So that means that you need to listen to my episode about lead magnets, and you need to go ahead and start email marketing. And then if you have a list, cherish it, value it. Okay? I need you to talk to them in a way that shows consistency. Your newsletter, where you're one thing that you're giving value, one thing where you have a CTA, one thing where you're having shareable content, and one thing where you're creating conversation. And if you have products to go along with your email marketing, then I want you to also make sure if I buy a product from you that you are nurturing me in the product funnel. Okay? I've purchased supplements from some of y'all before, and I didn't get no welcome sequence to your community. I didn't even get a how-to on how to use the supplement, right? So I want you to really, really talk about how your email list and think about how your email list is going to skyrocket your business and take you into the next millennium. So here's some other things that I want you to consider too when we're talking about future-proofing our businesses. Multiple streams of income. So I run a multiple streams of income challenge actually with Mindshare to try to get doctors and health leaders and health business owners thinking about things outside of what they normally do. If all you do is surgery, if all you do is crack necks, if all you do is see patients in a one-to-one manner, what income streams can you add on? Okay. So if you want to take vacation, your practice still makes money in surgery. Your practice still makes money if you're not doing surgery. I'm going to give you a few different income stream ideas because I want you to think about remember, hand over heart. I want you to think about what you can add in that will actually make sense for your business. For me, for Lauren Powers, for my own brand, the income stream that I'm adding in outside of my agency and my business coaching, I'm adding in products. So I am launching my t-shirt line that has really cool, funky marketing terms on t-shirts. That launches in November, and I plan to sell that effortlessly. That's the lowest ticket entry into me. That's people that fuck with me, basically. They think I'm funny, or they think I'm, charismatic and interesting. So they can buy a $25 t-shirt, and then they'll get into my funnel on health marketing tips, right? Because remember, my platform is to engage and empower and inform. I want you to be in the driver's seat of your own marketing. I want you to be in the control. I want you to be in the control panel of your own marketing, right? So what I'm saying is, like, that little $25 t-shirt could turn into thousands of dollars a month for me for passive income. And if my podcast stops, my t-shirts still sell, right? If my podcast drops, I still have Instagram and YouTube where I'm selling this additional income stream and my other services. So that's one thing to future-proof. Add in a product. Everybody, every health business owner, I cannot think of a health business that doesn't deserve a product. A supplement, some mugs, a digital course, a product. Okay, so add a product. Think of something that's easy. When I do my shirts, y'all, it doesn't cost me anything. It costs me maybe $500 to pay a graphic artist, and then I sell it via like Printify or one of those places where it's drop ship, and I get 50% of the margin. Like, okay, yes, please give me that. So, and once I sell like my mugs, my other little like tchotchke stuff, honey, I'm going to be having pajama money. That's what it's called. Where I'm making money in my sleep. Okay. All right. So some other ways to kind of help future-proof. I talked about online courses and workshops. If you don't have a digital product or an ebook, you absolutely need one. I like ebooks for lead magnets, but then if they work and convert, then I would turn it into something that you can sell, a sellable product. So ebooks and guides, like ebooks or guides, they need to offer like a lot of value-packed information. So it almost needs to be like a module from your brain, a piece of your philosophy. A piece of your philosophy. I can't talk. A piece of your philosophy, not philosophy. And this helps kind of get people like introduced to you, and then also grows your email list, and it also turns into something that you can sell or convert them into a customer. Do you see how that is working on your behalf when you're not there? All right. So we've made products when you're not there. We've made a course that can happen when you're not there. We made an ebook that people can read that's selling on your behalf when you're not there. How about a community? Have any of you guys ever considered creating a community? A Facebook group, a local group, an Instagram close friends network, a broadcast network. If you don't have community, then that means that now we're only relying on our email list. Hello. Why do you think I'm out here podcasting and being seen in 800 different places? It's because I know that I need to grow my platform in multiple ways. So email list just isn't it. You can have subscribers on Instagram. You can have subscribers in a Facebook group. Multiple. We're future proofing. If one of these things goes away, I always have this other thing to rely on. And if you do have a Facebook group, make sure, if you have a Facebook group that you're collecting emails, because if Meta decides to blow up, you're going to lose. And I've seen people who've lost their entire businesses because they had everything tied up in the Facebook group and they had no way of communicating or interacting with them once Facebook disabled their account or whatever, happened by, a stroke of just a catastrophe, like a random occurrence. So you need to collect emails from your Facebook group, but you also need to create community in other ways. So how do we do that? We do that by going live on Instagram. We do that by going live on our YouTube. We do that by creating these other little tiny ecosystems where people are interacting with us and engaging with us. And that's how we make sure that when one thing goes away, we still have the others. All right. Kind of touched on the supplements or in the product lines. Now I want to kind of touch on subscription services, memberships, and coaching packages. So I know a lot of doctors think that they're insurance-based or they're a surgeon, so people will only pay for that particular service. But that's only because you haven't introduced it to other people yet. All right? So if you have the ability, if you're a doctor or an advanced practitioner, whatever, health practitioner, and you have the ability to teach, to educate, to empower, you're good on camera, you're good with your words, you're a lecturer by trade, why aren't you consulting and teaching other doctors? Why aren't you trying to replicate yourself and create a certification program? Like with my homegirl, Cynthia Garcia, you can follow her on Instagram. She does certification programs. She teaches people how to create their own certificate program. Why aren't you doing that? I'm just going to ask, hand over heart. Is it because you don't like money? Is it because you don't have the bandwidth? Or is it because you don't think big enough? You don't dream big enough? That's why this show is here to challenge you. It's to challenge the norms of how a regular health entrepreneur grows. We're challenging the norms because I only want people listening to this show if you are a change maker, if you're a revolutionist, if you're a disruptor. Disruptors have to do things different. Cookie cutter people can do things regular, live their regular life, do their regular job, and go to regular bed. But you decided to be an entrepreneur. That's what you decided. You decided you're going to step out on faith, bet on yourself, and create a business that will provide you the life that you love. That's what you said, not me. I'm not putting words in your mouth, am I? So if we're attacking life with that same vein, with that same thought process, right? Then why aren't you trying to replicate your message, get yourself out in the world where other people are can think, see, hear, and believe your philosophy and ideology? That's an income stream. That's future-proofing yourself. Because once you are able to replicate yourself and hire people that are similar to you, now you're on vacation for real. Because now you're on vacation and you have somebody else doing the surgery, someone else doing the discovery calls, you have somebody else doing your marketing, you have somebody else doing the work, and they're doing it your way. And you feel confident and comfortable with that. You feel safe with that. Right? What I'm saying is that creating a course or some sort of like consulting thing along with your practice is smart. How is my husband scaling? I talk about Jamal in every episode because he's offering coaching along with the fitness. He's offering coaching packages along with fitness that is tripling his income immediately. He's also offering supplements that he prescribes through FullScript He also has products and t-shirts. He also has community. All of this is growing. All of this will future proof. He also is going to create a certificate program for holistic performance coaches. Okay? But you got to be thinking about that now. He's still in growth mode and startup mode. A lot of you guys are established and you're like, oh shit, if I don't show up to work, we ain't making money because I don't have these other predictable income streams or these other predictable ways to secure and future proof my stuff. That's why this show is here, because I want you thinking. I'm tired of seeing health entrepreneurs struggle. The struggle should not be real forever. What about your partnerships and collaborations? Are you really collaborating with people in your community? Are you offering your services to people in your community? The coolest thing I've seen is at a restaurant that's near me. It's called Kale Me Crazy. They have the coolest thing where you walk in, there's like this barcode that shows it's got a question about like your cellular health, and they've collaborated with some like cellular health MD. That's such a hard word to say. A cellular health physician who is just offering, free blood typing things. Like, it's just like, I just thought it was a cool collaboration. Just thinking about you guys. Are you visible with your local restaurants, your local schools? That's future proofing. You need to be an established person in your community as well. I don't care if you have a brick and mortar or not, to be quite honest. If you're a chiropractor, have you added in a membership? If you're a physical therapist, have you added in a membership? Especially if you have a clientele of people over 40. Do you realize how people over 40 need a routine of wellness? Have you partnered? I'm talking to my physical rehab and pain doctors and chiropractors. Have you partnered with your local gyms? Have you made have you made a concerted effort to do workshops with 2 or 3 bougie gym partners? I know my husband would love that because he's a bougie gym. His practice is a bougie health practice. He would love it if another bougie collab partner, like a physical therapist or somebody like actually we do actually partner with physical therapists now with Dr. Alexa. So my point is, I want to kind of just like keep resetting this, because if we have our hand over our hearts, are we still thinking about our business? Are we still thinking about where we can go? Oh, the places that we can go with our partnerships and collab opportunities, with our affiliate marketing and our brand sponsorships, with our health-based subscription, with our membership that we're going to add in, with a coaching package or consulting package, with a certificate program. Some of these are income amplifiers. Some of these are actual income streams, right? What about owning the building where our business is located? What about leaning into AI so we can automate more of the tools, automate some of our email marketing and our communication with people online? That is pouring real cement that's going to get super firm cement that secures our business. You can't tell me right now that your business will blow up and you're doing your short form video. You add in a product. I'm not talking about being upside down in payroll, guys. We have to be strategic with every single thing we do, with every dollar that we add on an expense. Needs to give us $2 to $3 back. So I'm not just talking about throwing shit at the wall to see if it sticks, spaghetti at the wall. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about hand over heart, strategic thinking about how to future-proof your practice if you want to go on vacation or holiday like they do in Denmark for 3 to 6 months a year. And if you think right now that you're the only person that can deliver the result that you deliver, you're wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are wrong. You are not the only person that can do what you do. You're just really good at it. And you need to believe that you can replicate your services with somebody else so you can get the hell out of the way and your business can grow and you can get some of your life back. That's what you need to do. What you need to do is from this episode, you need to write down 2 or 3 things that you can do differently today to secure the health of your practice. What can you do different? Let's run through some of these one more again before I get out of here. Okay? I talked about a few different things here. I talked about short form video. You need to have social media content all over the place. You need to have strategic and structured email marketing, communicate with everybody from step one in that funnel and tag the hell out of them so you know where your people are coming from. I want you to lean into AI to automate your marketing and to try to replicate yourself in some of your processes. That's with chatbots, that's with you using, professionally trained chat GPTs and, making your lead magnets and all of that stuff. I want you to think about shifting towards building your community. I want you to build a community of people who are raving fans of you, and I want you to have all of their information. So if any of these community platforms goes away, you still have the ability to thrive. I want you to think about a subscription service or a membership, coaching and consulting packages, partnerships and collaborations, affiliate marketing and brand sponsorships, health-based subscriptions or a subscription box. I want you to think about certificate programs, owning the business that you're building is housed in. I want you to even think about adding an app to your platform. I want you to dive deep. I want you to think big. I want you to dream wildly. And I want you to secure the health of your business beyond 2024. I want you to start vacationing in 2025. I want you to start replicating your model in 2025. Hell, if we can do it right now in Q4, let's do it. I want you to hop over to microsite.com and take a look at the show notes and go back to this and think about, here are some specific things that I can do to break the cycle of bad business ownership. I want you to elevate from that hustling entrepreneur into a thriving business owner, CEO, founder. That health business deserves money. That health business deserves to be successful. And that health business needs you to lead it into the next era of success. That's what I want for you. All right. So this here is going to be the start of amazing things for you. I'm claiming it. I'm putting it in the atmosphere, touch and agree, right? If you believe in knocking on wood, I'm not superstitious like that, but you can knock on some wood. But what I want you to do, y'all, is secure your business the best way that you know how. You deserve it. You're getting smarter. You're sharpening your axe. It's time to go to war for our business. So make sure you guys, please, like, share, and subscribe to this podcast, the Bad Entrepreneur Podcast, everywhere that podcasts are available and on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at I am Lauren Powers. Hop over to microsite.com to check the show notes. And y'all, let's make it happen. Let's make some money. Let's get after it, y'all. I'll see you next time. Hey, y'all, thanks for tuning in to Power Moves Health Marketing Podcast. If you're ready to transform your practice with smarter strategies and cutting-edge tools, I want you to head over to microsite.com to book a strategy session with me and my team. While you're there, check out the show notes for links, resources, and my free Power Moves playbook. Remember, every move you make is a step toward becoming the health business leader you're meant to be. Let's keep building your momentum.